Section 33, it allows involuntary admission to the treatment facility. That's where there's a challenge where you find parents that have children or family members that are aggressive towards them after the use of SUD. As you know, that substance use disorder is one of the contributing factors to the social ills and other factors that we have mentioned. That's where there's a challenge where you find parents that have children or family members that are aggressive towards them after the use of SUD. As you know, that substance use disorder is one of the contributing factors to the social ills and other factors that we have mentioned. That's where there's a challenge where you find parents that have children or family members that are aggressive towards them after the use of SUD. As you know, that substance use disorder is one of the contributing factors to the social ills and other factors that we have mentioned. That's where there's a challenge where you find parents that have children or family members that are aggressive towards them after the use of SUD. So the substance use disorder is one of the contributing factors to the social ills and other factors of the because it's not much, I would say, it's like the rights of the person. They don't know where to go because a lot
So these are some of the initiatives, as well as some of the trainings that we do on social entrepreneurship, which is to promote entrepreneurship, but really looking at youth that can address social issues in their immediate communities. So these are some of the things that we do as an organization, which is based in Middle and Zone 10, like indicated. So my entrepreneurship question posed to the minister, as you've indicated that this is not another talk shop. What are the actionable items as an organization support so that we can implement these programs within our communities with your support? So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mama. Emva.
Amanda!
Back to the previous sitting. Feedback's better than no sound, thanks.
Oh, government wethu ake namhlanje.
Go back to the previous sitting. Feedback's better than no sound, thanks.
Asinike le platform kutsho ngesilungu.
Today we are happy to be given this platform. Court interpreter Z.J. Tujo from Protea Magistrates Court. I will interpret for the lady. Thank you. My name is Noma Rashia Mbonasi.
Oh, you victim and survivor.
I'm a victim and a survivor.
Ndihamba negroup yama victims and survivors of gross human rights violation.
I'm in a group of victims and survivors of gross human rights violations.
Which the perpetrators are the colonialists from the other countries, Europe, all the others, and the perpetrators are the apartheid system here in South Africa.
Said in English.
I'm coming from the University of Grassroots level. University identify abantu lectures ideas. What we see from the grassroots level, see universities of practicality, reality.
From the University of Grassroots level, not from the academia with the lecturers, etc.
This university
this university is actually loved, especially when votes are sought. They will look for you while you are sleeping on your bed.
See, community of constitutional court sihlala khona namanje siprotesta daily. Saqala ufika e-constitutional court ngo-2023 ngoNovemba silala sivuka phambi komnyango we-constitutional court phambi kwamajaji phambi kotata esekhona notata uZondo. Asihoywa i-Department of Justice lesithetha nayo isinkqonkqozele iminyaka ngeminyaka isinika ama-empty promises, practicality, accountability, implementation ayenzeki.
There is no implementation from the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development. They've been knocking for us for years, and we also went to the Constitutional Court and approached the judges, and we are being ignored actually.
Until sihoywe nge-issue ye-reparation.
We are still living there, we are staying there. We are not moving until we are no longer ignored with the issue of reparation that we seek.
Ndiyabulela bakho ama-issues abekwayo affecta sonke. Even le-GBV ekuthethwa ngayo, the root cause ayijongwa. But what is the root cause yale GBV ekuthethwa ngayo? Ngoba from the onset, sareyithwa thina ngamasoja. Sareyithwa thina from abatata abakuthiwa oobhasi. Kwavela abantwana kuthi. Kodwa kuthiwa ugovernment wethu makathetha wathi reconciliation. Akazingena ezindaba. Aye kwaba bantu bathi plow back. Babuyise into abazithathayo zethu. Government wethu amanje usabathanda. Akasifuni kodwa thina. Thina akasifuni. I-issue lena njengoba ndithetha mapha siyazi. Sinemali eyi-2 billion efitshela ukuthi kutata upresident. Iphuma kule sipokotho kapresident uZuma yayiqala kubheki. Yaya kutata uZuma yagithi kutata uRamaphosa. Utata uRamaphosa bakangena ethi thuma mina sanethemba. Hhayi-ke noko izawufika ke ngoku. I-issue ke tata ithi
Tell a question.
sinqonqoze yonke iminyango sathi masiqala ukuba ile group yama-victims ayi-wounded society saqonqoza yonke iminyango tata.
Mama, ngicela ugqibezele
Sizaqhubezela tata. Silala singatyanga pha, singenamanzi. Concord, Constitutional Court, sihlala apha eConcord.
We sleep without without food, and we go to bed without food, without water, and the Concord. We are sleeping there, we're not going.
Siyafa.
We are dying.
Sivalelwa umnyango ngoyabona kule democracy yethu. Siyasazi i-apartheid eyayithi abantu abamnyama mabangangeni kwezi toilet zabelungu.
They shut the doors for us
We are not
apartheid in this democracy. We thought it was the apartheid regime that did not allow black people to enter and use facilities such as toilets.
ngicela uyivaleke.
imasenjeyivala ndicela ke umama hayi ungandikhatha. Umama we-Department of Justice besinayo ngo-October. Umama uDG emzama ndiyalazi wasebuza bekungu-October azolungisa le nto namhlanje akakafiki. Le issue yokuthi niyacela abantu beza sihlele emnyango asivulele asenzelwa into efanele bazenze.
We are sitting at the door, we are not
All right,
having the doors open for us. We spoke to the DG. What's happening to the 2 billion?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's foreign funds.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. I think we gave you enough chance, and I'd like the panel just to wrap up on the issues that they have picked up, and then allow the minister to wrap it up. I don't know where you want to start. Anybody?
Okay, yes. Yeah, very briefly. Angeke ngibe mude, ngizoba mfishane. So I think I don't know how to put this very nicely and diplomatic, but we can never solve any issues that we have in the country if we do not speak on the systemic issues that we are having in the economic oppression that we are currently suffering as the majority. If these systemic issues and the economic oppression is not addressed, we will continue to have questions and answers and people coming and talking about their expertise, but there will be no real movement on the ground. So maybe I think it is about time that we address it, that we address these issues. I think in terms of the rural accessibility on constitutionality, the system that I spoke of earlier during my presentation actually does reach out to the rural communities as well, because I think a lot of people have an oversight on the rural areas and reaching the reach that we need to have there in terms of access to justice. So there is strides in trying to get the rural communities a part of access to justice, because we do understand that I think on average with the outlying areas, they spend about 300 to 400 rands every time they have to go to a court case in their next town. So we are trying, instead of, you see, what we have come up with is we are no longer waiting for the clients to come to us. We are bringing ourselves to the clients so that they find us already there, having a presence in the community. And if in the event that we do not physically present there, we leave resources to community leaders to ensure that their community members have access to justice. So we are working on accessibility. It's just, again, as I've mentioned, a matter of resources. So if the kind minister can give us resources in terms of that, then I think that it's going to address a whole lot of issues, various issues when it comes to access to justice. My second last point is in terms of the Domestic Violence Act. When it speaks of gender-based violence, I would like the community at large to understand that gender relates to every act, just females. It is quite disheartening to hear the amount of issues that male and boy children would typically face when they are going to report a case at a South African police service, but simply because they are males, they're not taken seriously. And they end up being, emasculated. And so I think people need to understand that gender-based violence includes men. We need to speak also on the point that the empowerment of girl children is not the emasculation of boy children. So as much as we are empowering the girls to stand for themselves and be independent, we also need to teach boys that an empowered woman emasculates you, or it doesn't challenge you as a man. And I believe that if you are secure enough as a person, then the empowerment of the next person would not infringe on your basic human right, because they are empowered. And you should seek inspiration to be empowered as well, instead of wanting to oppress that next person, okay? So, and then, the matters of AfriForum and solidarity and Trump issues, I'm not gonna really speak too much about that, because there are people, of course, in higher level that are dealing with that kind of case. So we'll see what the response that are going to come from the high levels will be saying. But if there are issues of massive public interest and you feel like your matter has prospects and merits, so essentially says that